In this video, we're going to be looking at words connected with maths, with mathematics. And here are your 7 words. Constant, deduct, integer, fraction, median, mean, theorem. And your first word is constant. Constant. A constant is a thing or a value that always stays the same. It never changes. So, for example, the speed of light is a constant. It never changes. So, for example, the constants of nature are certain numbers that describe the laws of physics. 2 significant constants have been found in a number of research studies. The most widely known constant is the speed of light. So you can have a constant of something, a fundamental constant, that's a basic constant, a universal constant, a mathematical constant. And here's your next word, deduct. Deduct. When you deduct an amount from a total, you subtract it from the total. You take it away from the total. So, for example, the company deducted this payment from his compensation. Up to 5% of marks will be deducted for spelling mistakes. Taxes will be automatically deducted at the end of the month. So you can deduct from a salary, for example. You can have tax deductions automatically deducted. And deduct is a verb, so deducts, deducting, deducted. And deduction is the noun. A deduction. Some synonyms: subtract, remove, withdraw. And your next word is integer. Integer. An integer is an exact whole number. It's a whole number, such as 1, 7, 24, 573,463,278. It's a whole number, as opposed to a number with fractions or decimals. So, for example, prime numbers are positive integers that can only be divided by themselves and 1. They asked patients to score the degree of discomfort on a 0 to 6 integer scale. Choose an integer between 1 and 9. So you can choose an integer. You can have a positive integer, a negative integer, and an integer scale. So integers is the plural, of course. And some synonyms: whole number, digit. And when you don't have a whole number, when you don't have an integer, you often have a fraction. So a fraction is part of a whole number. And it also suggests part of a thing, such as a cake, a fraction of a cake. So, for example, only a fraction of the work was completed on time. A quarter, or 1/4, is a fraction. Multiply the fraction by a whole number. So you can have a fraction of something, a small fraction, a tiny fraction, and you can represent a fraction with a picture, perhaps. So fractions. And some synonyms for fraction: portion, chunk, part. And your next word is median. Median. The median value of a set of numbers is the middle number when they are arranged in order. So, if you have the numbers 2, 3, 6, 9, and 10, the median is 6. It's the middle in a range of numbers which is in order. For example, the median sentence for hard drugs offences increased from 150 days in 1982 to 240 in 1986. Note that the median price for new homes has slipped. I think that's a good thing, really. And the median age for retirement has increased to 67. So we talk about median income, median age, median price, median number. These are common collocations. And some synonyms for median: central, middle, average, midpoint. Mean is another word for average. The mean is a number that is the average of a set of numbers. So, for example, if you have the numbers 1, 3, 4, 8 and 9, if you add those numbers up, you get 25. And there are 5 numbers there. So you do 25 divided by 5, and the answer is 5. So the mean of those numbers is 5. Whereas the median of those 5 numbers is 4. For example, take 120 values and calculate the mean. The mean score for 16-year-olds is 87%. What is the mean age of entrance into the army? We talk about mean score, mean average, mean age, the mean concentration of something. Some synonyms for mean. Average is the only one, really, that you could use. Average. Finally, theorem. Theorem. Not theory, by the way. Theorem. A theorem is a statement in mathematics or in logic that can be proved to be true by reasoning. So, for example, this was the central mathematical theorem underpinning his entire theory. The theorem is hard to prove. It can take years of effort to prove some theorems. So you can have a mathematical theorem, and we often talk about proving a theorem. You prove a theorem. And some synonyms: axiom, law, rule. So there are your 7 maths words: constant, deduct, integer, fraction, median, mean and theorem.